Hi all, welcome back to the channel. I am Ratna Kishore. In this channel, I upload the videos for undergraduate students of both electronics and computer science domains. In this video, I show you what the central limit theorem is and how we can simulate the central limit theorem using Python code to understand it well. Then without any further delay, let's start the topic now. Central limit theorem is one of the most important and core concepts of the statistics that enables us to do predictive modeling. Central limit theorem is the basis for various statistical methods such as hypothesis testing and constructing confidence intervals, etc. Now let me explain the concept of central limit theorem by using some diagram. Let us consider a population with the parameters mu as the mean and sigma as the standard deviation. From that I am drawing various samples here. So this is the sample 1 and this is the sample 2 and this is the sample k. That means total k number of samples I am drawing from this population. Each sample is having the size n and x1 bar is the mean of the sample 1, x2 bar is the mean of the sample 2 and xk bar is the mean of the sample k. And S1 is the standard deviation of the sample 1, S2 is the sample 2 standard deviation and Sk is the standard deviation of the sample k. Then if we consider x bar as the random variable which is nothing but the set of all the sample means. Then if you consider the distribution of this sample means, we can get a normal distribution. Approximately this distribution will have the mean mu which is nothing but the population mean, and its standard deviation will be sigma by square root of n, where sigma is the standard deviation of the population and n is nothing but the size of the sample. From this we can say the mean of the sample means is the same as the mean of the population, and we can say the standard deviation of this sample means is equal to standard deviation of the population divided by square root of sample size. From this visualization, I am going to define the central limit theorem as the central limit theorem states that if we have a population with mean mu, standard deviation sigma, and if we take a large number of random samples from the population, then the distribution of all these sample means will be approximately normally distributed. For this normal distribution of sample means, already we have mentioned that the mean of the distribution is equal to the mean of the population and the standard deviation of all the sample means is equal to the standard deviation of population divided by square root of n, where n is nothing but the sample size. This central limit theorem holds true for approximately sample size greater than or equal to 30. It is only recommendation, no need to consider as a thumb rule. Sometimes you may get the normal distribution for the sample means if we consider the sample size less than 30 also. It is purely depends on the type of population we are considering. The recommendation of the sample size greater than or equal to 30 holds true if your input population is not normally distributed. If the input population is normally distributed, then even the sample size is less than 30, you will get the normal distribution for all the sample means. Now we will simulate the central limit theorem by using the Python code. Let's switch to the Jupyter Notebook. First I am importing the required packages and modules. I am importing the random module and I am importing mean, pstddev, stddev functions from the statistics module, where pstddev is used to find out the standard deviation of the population and stddev is a function we have to compute the standard deviation of the sample. And to get the plots, I am importing matlablib.pyplot as plt. Then I am considering a variable population which is nothing but the list of total 1000 values. I am getting total 1000 values by using a list comprehension here. Then all those values will have the range from 1 to 100. And then I am going to display the mean of the population as well as the standard deviation of the population. And also I am displaying the histogram of the population by considering the bin size of 20. If I run this cell, I got the mean of the population as 50.274 and the standard deviation of the population is 28.398 something. And if you observe the histogram of this particular population, which is not at all a normal distribution, which is having some shape of uniform distribution. Now I am considering the total number of samples as 1000 and then I am considering different sample sizes as 2, 5, 10 and 30. Then I am running a for loop by considering each sample size from the sample size list. Then the loop will consider the sample size as 2 in the first iteration. In the second iteration it will consider 5 as the sample size, and then 10, and then finally 30 it will consider as the sample size. Now I am considering the empty list, mean list, which will have the list of all the sample means. Now I am considering a for loop. That loop will be repeated for 1000 times in our case, where 1000 is our number of samples. That means in each iteration it will consider a sample of size n, and then it will find out the mean, and that mean will be appended to the mean list. After the termination of this particular for loop, the mean list will have the list of all the 1000 means by considering the sample size n. Then I am going to display the histogram of the mean list, and I am giving the title n is equal to the value present in that n, which is nothing but the sample size for that current iteration. After that I am going to display the various parameters here. The first parameter I am going to display is the population mean, and the second parameter I am going to display is the mean of sample means, and the third parameter I am going to display the standard deviation of the population. For that I have used PSTDEV method available with statistics module. And finally I am going to display the standard deviation of the sample means multiplied by the square root of n, which gives us approximately the standard deviation of our population. If I run this cell, then we will get 4 histograms. The first histogram is nothing but the histogram of the sample means by considering the sample size 2, and the second histogram is nothing but the histogram of the sample means by considering the sample size 5, and the third histogram will consider the sample size 10, and finally we will get the histogram of all the sample means by considering the sample size as 30. I am running this cell. Then we got the histogram. See, histogram when sample size is 2, when sample size is n, sample size is 10, and the sample size is 30. If you observe at the sample size 30, then the distribution is something like normal distribution for all the sample means. And we will also consider other parameters. When n is equal to 2, then we got the population mean. Already we know that 50.274, and the mean of the sample means is 50.1265, and the population standard deviation is 28.39. and then if you compute the standard deviation multiplied by square root of n, which will approximate the standard deviation is up to 28.36. and similarly we got those parameters for different sizes of the samples. N is equal to 5, those are the values we got. N is equal to 10, those are the values we got. And finally n is equal to 30, we got the means of the sample mean, which is nothing but 50.357. See, the population mean and the means of the sample means is approximately the same. And similarly the population standard deviation and the standard deviation of the sample means multiplied by square root of n is 28.164. both are approximately same. Then we can say that if we consider a very large number of samples from the population, the means of all those samples will give us a normal distribution. So that's it guys, that is the end of central limit theorem explanation. Hope you got the enough information from this. We will meet with a new concept in the next video.